Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Hawk, and yeah, I kind of need to make this video right now and explain the whole situation. I don't know whether to make this or not. I don't really know what happened. Well, I do know what happened, and I feel like I just kind of need to, get it off my chest and explain to you guys exactly what happened. So it's just going to be a one-take thing. Bunch of montages and mini-tages and stuff are going to be in the background. I'm going to have face cam in this. It's just going to be a video. It's going to be incredibly boring for you guys that don't care about it, but for you guys that do actually want to know, I actually wrote it all down, like a 2 pages worth of the whole story with the Soar and Myth like information and exactly what happened. So this is the whole situation with what happened with Soar sniping and mythological gaming. But yeah, so first of all, Soar contacted me, well, Roto contacted me on Monday night asking me basically, or, he contacted me and said, do you want to join Soar? Or, was hinting at it kind of thing. I was in a call with Ember, and, that was when I actually officially got kind of interested in Soar and everything, that's when I realized that they had interest in me at least. So that was on Monday night, and then, basically, I asked Twy for his opinion. I asked Red Twyman, the sniping lead of Myth. He might even be overall. I think he is, but I'm not really sure. But he's sniping lead anyway. He's one of my. Or he's the closest lead that I was, friends with in Myth. So yeah, I went to Twy for his opinion. I was gonna throw up screenshots on screen, but instead I'm just gonna read you exactly what I said to Twyman. So I said, "Yo, man, don't suppose you know when/what's going on with the red TT, as in like the red Myth dual TT kind of thing. I've been offered another team and have no idea whether to accept or not. I adore the sniping side of Myth, but the directors isn't great. I have no idea what to do, and I guess I want a second opinion / to let you know what's going on if it did happen." So he replies saying, well, the TT is in edit and I know I have a clip in it. So I was really surprised at that point. Said that I know the director's side is really I know the director's side is really unorganized. Like, I want to make these actually his words because I don't want to, put words in his mouth. But he said, what team, if you don't mind me asking? And I said, didn't expect to have a clip in it, but, the leadership just isn't there. The chat's dead, etc. It's Soar sniping. And I said, but their director's side is great. Obviously, the sniping side is a lot better, though, like of Myth, So the sniping side, as I explained in the video yesterday or the day before yesterday, sniping side of Myth is, fucking sky high. Sniping side of Soar is not that sky high, but the directors of Soar is, again, sky high. The directors of Myth isn't, so that's why I wanted to join Soar. Their direct into teams better and stuff. But yeah, basically we got chatting, and he said he ended up saying, what did he say? Oh wait, he said, well, man, whatever you want to do, I'll understand. I know a lot of members won't, though, as in members of Myth won't agree with me. Would like if you stayed in Myth since you just got your intro up and have a clip in the TT. But if you really want to join, don't let it stop you. Can't waste opportunities that you want. So Twy was, he was cool with it. So basically, I then asked the squad and the people that I play with all the time, like Regan and Rye and all of these people that were in Myth and stuff and have ties with Myth. I asked those guys whether, I should join Soar or not, and actually 2 of them said no, stay in Myth, and the rest said, or either they said yes, go for Soar, or they just didn't say anything. They didn't really have an opinion on it. So all of the squad, except from 2 people as well, were, they were agreeing with me. They said, yeah, go for Soar. So I accepted on the Tuesday. I spoke to Roto. Roto said, we'll announce you tomorrow, as in Wednesday, and everything was going to be good. But just before I got announced, because the plan was, he told me, Roto told me that I was going to get announced in the evening. He was going to, tweet it out on the official Twitter and stuff like, or tweet it out on his Twitter and then retweet it with the official Twitter and everything like that. It was all going to be announced later in the evening. But just before that, a few hours before, they dropped the sniping side, which, as I explained yesterday, or tried to explain yesterday, that made me not want to join, because yeah, I'm joining as a director, but I want to be a sniper as well. I want to get intros out. I want my clips to, go towards team tages. I want to go into the sniping chat and be like, hey, I hit a quad head, yeah, woo, and get a load of support from snipers as well, because at the end of the day, people in Soar would have only been trick shotters and, knifers if they have that and stuff, whereas, in Myth and in other teams, I'd be surrounded by snipers, people that actually care about the same stuff as me. So I wanted to be surrounded by the people that, agree with me and actually care about sniping. Otherwise it would just be trick shotters, and I wouldn't really have a place place in the team. So I wanted to join, or I didn't want to join at that point. I didn't want to join as just the director without any sort of snipers. I literally wrote down like an entire freaking way. You can't even see it. My handwriting is retarded, but all of this list is the reasons that I wanted to, or didn't want to join Soar. You know, no offense, but it didn't want to join Soar after the sniping side dropped. And basically, yeah, you know, it's just I didn't feel that there was a place in the team for me without a sniping side. So right after that, right after they dropped their sniping side of Soar sniping, I went on to a group chat, or I made a group chat with R and Twy, and specifically said that I don't want, or don't expect to stay in Myth. So again, might even get screenshots of this because, you know, this is a big thing. This is what really kind of annoyed me about the whole situation. I just gotta find the DMs real quick. So here we go, I found it, and I said, so if Soar just dropped the sniping team, I don't want to be part of it. I love being a sniping director and a sniper and director, so if they drop the sniping side, I wouldn't want to join. I'd like to talk to you both in a Skype call or something, because both of you knew that I was supposed to join Soar today, but I don't know what's happening. All I know is I hit a triple and a quad head on Soar GT. Otto replied saying, oh shit, I can call later, but I've got a stream. I said, thanks man, I'm going out later, so hopefully you can fit it in. I don't expect to... Right, this is the big thing, okay? I don't expect to stay, or no wait, I don't expect to join / stay in Myth though, but I need some information from Soar, etc. So lost right now. So what I meant by that, okay, alright, right. This is what I want to focus on. I said I don't expect to join / stay in Myth. That's the thing. I think Gilly thought I did, but I just didn't. Obviously I didn't communicate with Gilly that I don't expect to join or stay in Myth, but I never said that I did, like publicly. I never said, oh well, back to Myth kind of thing. So I don't know, like I thought, considering I said that to two of the overall leaders, or one of the overalls and one of the sniping leads, the two most active leads of Myth, I don't really know Doom very well, so you know I can't really count him, but those two knew this information and they knew that I didn't want to, or didn't expect to join or stay in Myth. So I was just waiting on information from Soar, to be honest. Like I said, I was just waiting on information from Soar because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know whether the actual sniping side had entirely got dropped. I didn't know whether it was going to be rumors. I didn't really know what exactly was going on. This was about a quarter of an hour after they, or like one of the leaders said, you know, the sniping side dropped. So everything was really confusing. Everything just went on really fast, and I had to get information from Soar, and I had to get my information across to Twyman and Gilly, Twyman and Otto, because those are the guys that I went to for the information. Now this brings me on to the second bit, okay? Gilly was annoyed at me not going to him as him being the lead director, but the reason I went to Twyman and Otto, and Gilly won't like this, it will sound bad, you know, this might even like ruin my chances of getting back in Myth, but Gilly and Poxy, the two directing leads, Poxy I haven't even spoke to, okay? I've tweeted him like twice or whatever. He doesn't follow me. I've seen him say one thing in chat, and since joining Myth, all he did is recruit Snowcat, who was a friend of his, and you know, obviously he's looking at recruits and stuff, you know, that's cool, but I never ever saw him speak in chat about series and stuff, and I didn't, like, I personally didn't communicate with Poxy at all. Again, he doesn't follow me, so I couldn't DM him at all, but Gilly does follow me, and I actually had DM'd him before about my series. Now this is what really annoyed me, because the thing is, okay, I'm gonna get our DMs with Gilly up right now, and when I was making my Gilligan, yeah, so when I was making my series, okay, I went to Gilly a few times, and I went to the CC chat, like the director's chat, and I said, look, here's a preview, let me know what you think, kind of thing, and you know, everything happened like that. So you know, all those guys like Days Party, all of those people, Stacks, those guys really helped me out, and those guys gave opinions on it, but I never got opinions from Gilly, even after DMing. So, you know, I've got messages, I'm going to throw them up on screen right now, but basically, you know, I'm trying to read exactly what yeah, so even at one point, okay, one of my first things, the first thing that he really said anything about, because obviously he asked about my series on June the 19th, but I said I've been ill over the last couple of weeks, but my intro as a sniper is in edit, and it'll be up on Myth soon, and you know, June the 11th, we'll ask someone to move you to the sniping roster if you aren't going to have a series on Myth. That's not what I said, okay? I said that I was working on it, and you know, that was just kind of, I don't know, I thought, you know, that's a bit of a dick move or whatever, but again, you know, he might have been annoyed or in a bad mood or whatever. I can't hold that against him. We all have bad moods and stuff. So anyway, moving on, I said, you know, this would have been the video, that's not really important, but I said video for the Myth channel, linked him, no response. You know, I said, hey boy, let me see. You know, I linked him again, no response. I bumped that DM. It actually says the same day, but I looked at it on my phone where you can see like times, and I actually sent that first message at like 38 minutes past midnight or something. It was just gone midnight, and then the last the just casually bumping a DM was sent at 9 p.m. that day. So it was like an entire day. Okay, I wasn't bumping it like a minute after. So yeah, I just had casually bumping a DM. Again, no reply, and you know, then we went on to this conversation about me being out. So all in all, I didn't know what Gilly thought of my series. He never ever got back to me with my series idea and stuff, and him being my leader, I wanted his opinions, I wanted to hear what he was thinking about it, but he just never got back to me. So I don't know, I just thought that was like not very responsible of him or whatever. You know, that's not really a leadership's role. You know, you link the leader multiple times, don't get a response. Okay, like to this day, I didn't even get well done in the chat or whatever, you know, no, like, Gilly didn't say it anyway. I still don't know what he thought of my series that went up on Myth. I have no idea, you know, he just never communicated with me. But moving on, you know, that's why I kind of wanted to leave, is that there's just no communication with the leaders. And, you know, again, I don't want to like cause hate on Gilly. I know it sounds like I'm hating him and things like that, you know. He's a nice enough guy and stuff, but just as a leader, I don't know, I've known better leaders before, and, you know, the fact that okay, this is another thing. I went to Otter and Twy, and I DM'd him the link to my series and to my intro for Twy as well, and I just said, here you go, here's my series. Both of them instantly, within like a day, reply. Twyman, actually, he's like really, like, he said, okay, I remember exactly what he said. He said, wow. I said, what? You know, do you mean that in a good way or a bad way? And about a few hours later, he goes, really good way. Both the videos were amazing. You know, you did really well getting them up straight away, kind of thing. That's going to be awesome. Twy gave me a lot of like feedback, and, you know, he made me feel good about that whole series thing, you know, very, very much so. And then the same thing, you know, he said it was really good and stuff. So, you know, I was pretty happy with that. I got a DM back from Twy, the sniping lead, about my series faster than I got a DM back about my series from my own lead, my director lead, the person that's supposed to be in charge of all of that. So, you know, so that's what happened back along. That's what happened when I released my series, and just before, you know, I was releasing my series, that's what's going on. And since then, I've really thought about leaving because, you know, the leadership's just not there. I'm not close with the leaders. I guess it's not their fault, it's not my fault, it's just kind of the communication isn't there. So, you know, I don't know, like, I can't really explain it without sounding like a dick, but I'm not a fan of the way they run it, I guess. You know, no offense to them, it's not their fault, it's just, you know, life gets in the way and everything. But I don't know, you expect a reply about your series from the director's, you know, director leader. So anyway, moving on to the actual situation with the whole Soar thing. Basically, okay, the video goes live from last night, or the night before last. If you guys haven't seen that video, probably should have watched it by now. You're about 13 minutes into this video, and if you haven't watched that video, none of this is going to make any sense. But yeah, that video, I just said, I don't really want to go over it, or I don't want to like repeat it, but yeah, I said that I was supposed to join Soar. It didn't, or it fell through, and I was just like, well, I don't know where I stand now. So, now, Gilly messages me, or first off he tweets at me saying, okay, I finally found it. So he tweeted at me saying, well, considering you didn't have the decency to tell me you aren't welcome back in Myth either. So, you know, in my opinion, that's, I don't know whether it's kicking, I don't know whether it's not letting me back in, I don't really know, but, you know, because the whole situation is just weird. But it's kind of like, I'd never left Myth officially. I just told Leeds that I was, you know, moving to another team, and the team didn't work out, and I came back, and I specifically said, okay, this is what I want to say. I said I specifically don't expect to stay in Myth. Like those DMs that I shown earlier on, I said I specifically don't expect to join or stay in Myth. That was sent before this tweet, okay? That was before it. That was before it, alright? So, you know, and I said, or he said, you know, that didn't work out and you're not welcome back in Myth. But I didn't expect to stay in Myth, so it's okay. And then he was like, you're a director, you tell me these things. You know, I said I told Twy and Otter, and they're the overalls, and at the end of the day, they're above Gilly. So I don't know what's really wrong with that, because the thing is, I didn't tell Gilly because I can't even get a DM off him about my series. When I tell him that I'm ill, you know, and I'm working on a series still, he goes, go to the sniping side. why would I DM him? You know, whereas I've got Twy and Otter where they actually straight away reply, bam, you know, and I was going to tell them, obviously, because I'm closer with them, and I want to let them know. So, I don't know, I feel like Gilly just kind of kicked me for, you know, just not, well, I mean, okay, this thing, fair enough to him. He said, people don't see it from the side of Hawk on my roster for Myth, and he didn't tell me he was leaving. Now that it didn't work out, he can't just come back. That's not how hints work. But again, I didn't technically leave, you know, well, I mean, it's hard to say, you know, it's hard to say. I don't want to call him, you know, he kicked me, but at the end of the day, it's not like I'm not up to standards, because obviously I am. I was in there. It's not like I have enemies in the team or people don't like me in the team, because, you know, like a lot of the team actually complained about me getting kicked. So again, it's kind of like, you know, I didn't leave, or I didn't, you know, okay. I wanted to join back after the whole Soar thing ran through, okay? And, you know, again, I'm up to standards. I have friends in the team. People want me in. Leaders want me in. Twy and Otter, I'm pretty sure they both want me in. But Gilly was like, no. So it's not like, you know, it's not like he wasn't kicking me, but he's the one stopping me from rejoining. And as far as I'm concerned, the only reason that he'd stop me from rejoining is because I didn't tell him that I was leaving. But that's a bit like, that's just like being butthurt over something and be like, nope, you're not allowed it because, you know, I'm not allowed it. Or like, I don't know, it's just a bit of a pathetic way of doing it, to be honest. Like, not letting me back in Myth because I didn't tell you something, like, why? Like, that's pretty dumb. So, I don't know, in my opinion, that's pretty dumb. Obviously, no offense to him, but, you know, like, I don't know, okay, the whole situation is just weird. I hope this kind of clears it up to you guys. It doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't make sense to you guys, it doesn't make sense to anyone. I've just spent 20 minutes recording this video, and I don't know really where we've got to. But basically, you know, I just turned up, I was like, I'm joining Soar, it fell through, I chose to not join Soar. I didn't say that I was coming back to Myth, I didn't say that I expected to be back in Myth, I specifically said I didn't. And Gilly was mad at me not telling him, and, you know, he was like, you can't expect to be back in Myth. I never said that, I specifically said I didn't, and, you know, now I'm not in Myth. So, I don't know, this whole situation is very weird. Hopefully this doesn't cause offense. I'm going to get dislikes on this video, this is going to restart drama, this is going to cause me problems, and I'm probably not going to be able to join Myth off the back of this, but I felt like I have to say it, I felt like I have to get this off my chest, and at the end of the day, if I can't like say what I want to say on my own channel because of the team that I'm in, I don't want to be in that team. So, you know, I hope this doesn't really offend Gilly and Poxy and everyone like that. You know, I wanna be happy, and I wanna get by, and I wanna be that nice guy, because I try and come off as the nice guy, I try and be the nice guy. Obviously, it doesn't work out all the time, but, you know, hopefully, this kind of clears it up. And, yeah, I guess, sorry about the long video, sorry about this being terrible. Tomorrow I'll be back to COD, and back to normal uploads. Hopefully Road to a no-scope clip or something. I don't really know. I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't played COD lately. I haven't played COD yesterday. I played 3 games today, so, you know, let's see what happens. Anyway, this hopefully clears things up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Well, I hope you guys learned some stuff about it. Also, oh wait, no, I've already explained that. So yeah, anyway, peace out.